Hello, welcome to the Echo Tips podcast. In today's episode, we're going to talk about a new feature on the Amazon Echoes, and that is the ability to have alarm tones that you actually purchase and are associated with your Echo. So this might be novelty tones like Jurassic World, SpongeBob, the Minions, and others. So we're going to look at that real quick today, but before we delve into that material, we're going to go to a brief message about our podcast, and then I'll be right back. This episode is brought to you by the New Vision program at Goodwill. We're also grateful for the kind use of WVTF Studios. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments living in Southwest Virginia. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving the New River, Roanoke, and Shenandoah Valleys of Virginia. Goodwill's mission services help individuals with disabilities and disadvantages to get back to work and gain greater independence. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Well, hello and welcome back to the Echo Tips podcast. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be discussing a neat new feature now on the Amazon Echo line of devices, and that is customizable alarm tones. So I can imagine that this is going to be a growing arena and marketplace on the Amazon Echo, but it's pretty cool to be able to customize your Echo specifically to you, especially if you use maybe yours as an alarm clock. You got kids that use theirs as alarm clocks and the like. So I think you're going to really enjoy this. For our returning listeners, it's good to have you back with us. And for our new listeners, just briefly, my name is David Ward with the New Vision program at Goodwill. I'm an assistive technology instructor. And our little Echo Tips podcast here deals with just that, little tips, tiny nuggets, usually 5-10 minutes long. Sometimes we'll have a 15-minute long episode about new and interesting things you can do on your on your Amazon Echo, and we'll sometimes even revisit archival pieces, maybe things you didn't know you could do on your Echo, and maybe with some tweaks. There's always refinements and the like. But anywho, we'll delve right into our episode. I'm going to be doing a demonstration here, so if you do have an Amazon Echo within hearing distance of this recording, you may want to shut the ears off on your Amazon Echo. That way I'm not setting alarms in your own house or at your office or whatever. And so I'll just give you a second to do that. There's a mute button usually on the top of the Echoes or the Echo Show line of devices. You push that, it'll turn our ears off. Now, if you're listening to this episode on your own Echo device, you should be completely fine. Okay, so as I mentioned, in one of the monthly roundups blogs on Amazon's website, they outlined some new features for alarm tones, customizable alarm tones. So up until now, you had a Rolodex of, 15, maybe 20. It's probably not even that big, maybe a dozen alarm tones that you've pretty much had ever since the beginning of the Amazon Echo. Now, at some point, they added these novelty alarm tones, and a handful of them with actors and unique settings and different things like that. And they were kind of cute too. But we were always hoping that you could customize these things at some point. Either upload your own audio file, maybe some sort of purchasing thing like you have ringtones you can buy on your iPhone or something like that, or text tones. And finally, it looks like that's starting to roll out, this new feature. So I first originally tried this with the Jurassic World alarm tone where you get a dinosaur. I bet kids would love that or be scared to death of it. Either way. And that one actually cost money, and it came back and prompted me, do I want to buy it? I told it yes. It was only like $1.50 or $1.90. I can't remember. Anyway, the transaction went through, but for some reason it didn't want to allow me to utilize the tone yet. I kept getting an error. So that's probably just a product of this being a new feature. It hasn't rolled out. So from there, I moved over, and I had a little trouble with the Minions one as well. So I think this is just super brand new. Your Echo might need a software update to implement this. It may even need to download the tones locally. Sometimes that takes a little bit of time. if you've ever been doing this for a while, certain things like that I think are stored locally on the Echo, and sometimes it doesn't do an immediate on-demand download. It trickles it down so you're not like sucking up bandwidth and stuff. Anyway, that's a long way to say I found out the SpongeBob alarm tone is free, yay, and worked right out of the gate. So we're going to give this a shot here now, and like I said, I gave you all the prerequisites. Shut your Echoes off if they're in hearing distance, so I'm not setting you a SpongeBob alarm. Okay, so let's give this a try. Alexa, wake me up to SpongeBob alarm tone.
Alarm for what time?
11:15 a.m.
Third alarm set to SpongeBob for 11:15 a.m.
All right, so we're going to give this just a few seconds. It should be going off any moment now.
I'm ready! I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. I'm ready! I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready.
Alexa, stop. Okay, well that does it for our little demonstration. Hopefully these features will solidify. We'll get more of an interface for this. Now that I've actually added these, I would imagine if I went into my Alexa app and went down to sounds for my individual devices, I would probably find a store for this. I know it was described or mentioned in the blog. So hopefully we'll be able to get some neat things. If you're a geek like Star Trek, Star Wars, all those kind of great tones and things, you can probably start to think about some pretty cool options that might be coming out and be available. So pretty nifty. All right, well, once again, I'm David Ward for the New Vision program at Goodwill. And if you'd like to learn more about what I'm doing, you can go to goodwillvalleys.com/newvision and follow what some of our program is doing there as well. All right, well, it's time to turn that microphone back on, start practicing those things that we've been talking about, set some funky alarms, and we thank you for listening.
Thanks, Dave. In conclusion, let me tell you a thing or two. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys, and it is also made possible in part by a grant from Community Foundation serving Western Virginia. And there's more. We're also grateful for the kind use of WVTF Studios. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments living in Southwest Virginia. For more information, check out our website at goodwillvalleys.com/newvision. with no spaces. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a non-profit organization serving the New River, Roanoke, and Shenandoah Valleys of Virginia. Goodwill's mission programs help individuals with disabilities and disadvantages to get back to work and gain greater independence. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Thanks for listening.